During a trip to Target with her girls, Jinger Duggar defied the tight clothing rule that her family has established by wearing jeans. Accounting of the regulations that were established by her father, Jim Bob, who is 58 years old, and her mother, Michelle, who is 57 years old, are routinely disregarded by one of the graduates. While shopping with her children, Felicity, who is 5 years old, and Evangeline, who is 3 years old, Jinger, who is 30 years old, once again disobeyed her parents. Jinger was seen exiting a Target shop close to her house in Los Angeles, California, while wearing skin-tight black leggings, a plunging black blouse, a matching jacket, and shoes. These photographs were obtained exclusively by the United States Sun. With her long dark hair pulled back into a low ponytail and minimal makeup, she gave off the impression that she was in a pleasant mood. As they made their way toward their vehicle in the parking lot, the former TLC personality pushed her girls by pushing them in a shopping cart. Disrupting the boundaries by wearing clothes that are too exposing, Jinger has often demonstrated that she does not like the modesty regulations that her parents have in place. According to the regulations, which were established by Bill Gothard, the discredited clergyman who established the family's church, the Institute of Basic Life Principles, IBLP, women are not permitted to wear in a manner that reveals their bodies. Jinger, on the other hand, disregarded such rules earlier this week when she tweeted a selfie of herself wearing tight leggings while she was on vacation in North Carolina with her husband, Jeremy Vuolo, who is 36 years old. A few days before, the former cast member of 19 Kids and Counting posted pictures on social media showing her rock climbing with her sister Joy Anna, who is 26 years old, and a friend while wearing a tight top and fitting track trousers. In her book, Becoming Free Indeed, which was published in January of this year, Jinger discussed how she broke away from the constraints that her family had established. Prior to the publication of the book, she addressed people and said, "Fear played a significant role in my childhood. In order to please God, I believed that I needed to wear nothing but dresses and skirts." Jinger, in her tell-all, criticized her upbringing as being cult-like, and she claimed that this had caused a rift in her relationship with her parents. Long-distance Duggar. In 2019, Jinger relocated to California with her husband and children, a significant distance from her parents and the majority of her siblings who were living in Arkansas. Jinger had already alienated herself from her family for a considerable amount of time. In the year 2017, she left the church, and in the year 2021, she was rebaptized at Grace Community Church, which is located in Sun Valley, California. Since then, Jinger has limited the number of times she has flown back to her hometown to pay a visit. The most recent time she has seen her family was when her sister Joy Anna went to the West Coast a month ago. As a result of the get-together, speculations began to circulate that Joy Anna would eventually relocate her family to better be with her sister. "We always had such a tight bond between the sisters, and so I keep in contact with all of them often because it's so easy to just be able to FaceTime even though I'm so far away from them," Jinger disclosed to E! News in the month of February 2023. A source recently informed the United States Sun that Jinger and Jeremy are having a good time living on the West Coast, and that they are bringing up their children in a manner that is different from how Jinger was raised. Their opinion on gay marriage remains the same, but they are more open to the way other people choose to live their lives in LA, according to a confidential source. They are bringing their children up differently to how Jinger was brought up. Their parenting style is much more relaxed, and it's likely their daughters will be even more open-minded. Jinger Duggar Vuolo has long been one of the most fascinating members of the famous Duggar family, and in recent years, she has become increasingly known for breaking away from the strict rules of her conservative upbringing. This transformation has been both gradual and bold, as Jinger continues to redefine her identity outside of the expectations placed upon her by her father, Jim Bob Duggar. One of the most significant and ongoing symbols of Jinger's quiet rebellion has been her choice to wear pants, a wardrobe staple most people wouldn't think twice about, but one that represents a profound shift in her journey away from the conservative modesty standards of the Duggar family. Recently, Jinger was spotted on a casual Target run in Los Angeles, accompanied by her two young daughters, Felicity, 5, and Evangeline, 3. While the outing seemed typical for any mother of two, it quickly caught the attention of Duggar family followers, particularly due to Jinger's choice of outfit. Wearing a pair of stylish, form-fitting pants, Jinger once again defied the stringent modesty rules set by her parents, particularly her father Jim Bob. This sighting reignited discussions about her journey of self-discovery, the subtle ways she continues to assert her independence, and the lasting impact of her decisions on the public's perception of the Duggar family as a whole. The Duggar family and their strict dress code. To understand the significance of Jinger Duggar wearing pants, it's important to delve into the Duggar family's values and the strict guidelines they followed during her upbringing. The Duggar family rose to fame with their reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting, which aired from 2008 to 2015. The show depicted the daily lives of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, a devoutly Christian couple raising their 19 children under the teachings of the Institute in Basic Life Principles, IBLP, an ultra-conservative patriarchal Christian organization. The Duggars followed a strict dress code rooted in the IBLP's teachings on modesty, especially for women. According to these teachings, women and girls were expected to wear long skirts or dresses, and to avoid clothing that could be considered revealing or immodest. Pants were seen as inappropriate for women, as they were considered to outline a woman's figure too closely and could potentially cause men to stumble in their thoughts. Michelle Duggar, the matriarch of the family, made it clear that this dress code was non-negotiable for her daughters as long as they lived under her roof. From a young age, Jinger, like her sisters, adhered to these modesty guidelines without question. She was often seen in long skirts and loose-fitting tops, never deviating from the family's strict dress code. However, as Jinger grew older and began to explore her faith and identity outside of the Duggar family bubble, her clothing choices became a visual representation of the internal changes she was experiencing. Jinger's evolution. From skirts to pants. Jinger's gradual shift away from her family's dress code began after she married Jeremy Vuolo in 2016. Jeremy, a former professional soccer player turned pastor, had a more relaxed approach to Christianity and modesty than Jinger's parents. He encouraged Jinger to explore her personal convictions about faith and how she wanted to live her life, including her choice of clothing. In 2017, Jinger made headlines when she was first spotted wearing pants in public. This seemingly small act was monumental for Duggar fans, as it was the first visible sign that Jinger was beginning to carve out her own path, separate from her family's rigid beliefs. At the time, Jinger explained that her decision to wear pants came after much prayer and consideration, and it was a personal conviction she had come to after studying scripture with her husband. Since then, Jinger has embraced a more modern, mainstream style, often seen wearing jeans, leggings, and even shorts on occasion. Her wardrobe evolution has been a source of both inspiration and controversy among her fans, some of whom admire her for breaking free from her restrictive upbringing, while others criticize her for straying from the conservative values she was raised with. Defying Jim Bob's rules, a Target run with her daughters. The recent sighting of Jinger on a Target run with her daughters Felicity and Evangeline once again highlighted her independence from her father's control. The casual outing took place in Los Angeles, where Jinger and Jeremy have lived since 2019. As they walked through the store's aisles, Jinger was dressed comfortably in a chic pair of slim-fit pants, paired with a simple top and sneakers, looking every bit the modern mom. For Jinger, this moment might have felt entirely ordinary, but for those who have followed her journey, it was yet another reminder of how far she has come. What made this particular outing even more significant was that her daughters, Felicity and Evangeline, were with her. Jinger's choice to raise her daughters in an environment that allows them the freedom to wear what they feel comfortable in, rather than adhering to a strict dress code, speaks volumes about the way she is choosing to parent. This is a stark contrast to how Jinger and her siblings were raised. In the Duggar household, modesty wasn't just encouraged, it was enforced. The daughters were taught from a young age that their clothing choices carried moral weight, and they were expected to dress in a way that reflected the family's values. Now, as a mother herself, Jinger is giving her children the freedom to make their own choices, free from the constraints she once faced. The public's reaction, support, and criticism. Jinger's public appearances in pants have always sparked conversation, and this recent outing was no different. Fans of the Duggar family took to social media to express their thoughts, with reactions ranging from support to disappointment. Many praised Jinger for continuing to assert her independence and for providing a more balanced upbringing for her daughters. One fan wrote, "I love that Jinger is raising her girls with the freedom to be themselves. She's showing them that it's okay to break away from traditions that don't serve you." Others echoed this sentiment, applauding Jinger for prioritizing her own beliefs and her daughter's well-being over the expectations of her family. However, not all the reactions were positive. Some fans, particularly those who still adhere to the same conservative Christian beliefs as the Duggar family, criticized Jinger for straying too far from her roots. "It's sad to see how much Jinger has changed since marrying Jeremy," one critic commented. "Wearing pants may seem like a small thing, but it's a sign that she's abandoning the values she was raised with." Despite the criticism, it's clear that Jinger has found peace with her decisions. She has been open about the fact that her faith is still an important part of her life, but that she and Jeremy have chosen to live out their beliefs in a way that works for them, rather than simply following the rules she was raised with. The impact on the Duggar family. Jinger's decision to wear pants, along with her other lifestyle choices, has undoubtedly had an impact on her relationship with her parents, particularly her father, Jim Bob Duggar. While Jinger has remained respectful of her family and has never spoken out against them publicly, it's clear that her choices have caused some tension. Jim Bob has always been a central figure in the Duggar family, not only as the patriarch, but as the enforcer of the family's strict rules. For years, his authority went unquestioned, and his children followed his guidance without hesitation. However, as more of his children have grown up and started their own families, several of them have begun to distance themselves from his control, with Jinger being one of the most notable examples. The fact that Jinger now lives in Los Angeles, far from the Duggar family's home in Arkansas, has allowed her the physical and emotional space to explore her own beliefs and lifestyle. While Jim Bob may not agree with all of her choices, Jinger has made it clear that she is no longer living to please her parents but to follow her own convictions. This shift in the family dynamic has been difficult for Jim Bob to navigate. In the past, he has expressed disappointment when his children have strayed from the values he holds dear, and it's likely that Jinger's decision to wear pants has been a particularly tough pill for him to swallow. However, Jinger's quiet defiance also sets an example for her younger siblings, showing them that it's possible to maintain a relationship with their parents while still forging their own path. Jinger's legacy, a role model for empowerment. As Jinger Duggar continues to live her life on her own terms, she has become an unlikely role model for those who were raised in similarly conservative, restrictive environments. Her journey from obedient daughter to independent woman has resonated with many who have struggled to reconcile their upbringing with their desire for personal freedom. For many women, especially those raised in patriarchal or fundamentalist communities, Jinger's story is one of empowerment. She has shown that it's possible to honor one's past while still moving forward and embracing a new way of life. Her decision to wear pants, though seemingly small, is symbolic of the larger choices she has made to assert her autonomy and live authentically. At the same time, Jinger's story also highlights the complexities of leaving behind a strict religious upbringing. While she has found freedom in her new life, it's clear that the journey hasn't been without its challenges. Navigating the expectations of her family, the scrutiny of the public, and her own evolving beliefs has required a great deal of strength and resilience.